Hey, how's it going? This is Melinda and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you a lot of very cool records, including one that is considered the most controversial record album cover of all time. And of course that's subjective. We all have our opinions, but there is no way this isn't at least tied for number one. It's so controversial. Never thought I would be showing it or discussing anything of this manner on my channel. But I have to do it. That's where the music leads me. And I'm also going to be showing some amazing grails that I picked up while in Las Vegas. This past week, my husband and I were able to go see U2 at the Sphere. We saw show number 39 out of 40. And I got some amazing records while on that trip that I'm looking forward to showing you as well. But let's go ahead and get started with the big controversial record. It was sent to me from Elemental Music, the Elemental Music label. I've been working with them for a long time. They bring so many great titles to life. They have, wherever they're getting the records pressed, the vinyl is fantastic. It's always very dead silent. They bring beautiful gatefolds. And great titles, whether it's Motown, jazz with Zev Feldman, all those wonderful record store day releases they've been doing. They've just been doing incredible work. I've been so fortunate. I do not get paid from the Elemental Music label. I haven't made a dime, but they do send records that I am able to show on my channel and discuss, and I do get to keep the records. So that's a wonderful exchange when it comes to someone who's in this for the hobby, and I don't make a living doing this. But let's go ahead and get started with this very controversial record. You know, I received the package from Elemental Music, opened it up, and the next day, literally, I had to go to Las Vegas. So I looked at it and studied a little bit, and I'm like, okay, I will look forward to listening to them when I get back. The album covers didn't really strike me as anything out of the ordinary. But now that I've studied and know the history, boy, one of them should have popped out at me immediately. So I'm going to show you this, and I'm going to do my best to talk about an X-rated subject in a PG manner. I know I feel the same way as you do when you think to yourself, I never thought Melinda Murphy would discuss this on her channel. Trust me, I am with you on that. Hopefully I can discuss this with a little integrity and a little grace and make an X-rated topic PG. So if you have children in the room, this may not be the Melinda Murphy video for your kids, so you're warned. But I will try to talk to where it goes over their heads. We'll see. Let's go ahead and talk about the record, the music, and the album cover. Truly an amazing album cover, and I didn't even know about it. This is Tom Ze. I'm pronouncing it the best I can, but this album is Portuguese. It's a Brazilian artist. So I'm not going to be perfect on my pronunciation. I apologize in advance. Tom Ze Todos Os Olhos. This in English means in eyes, my eyes, all eyes, something around that. All eyes, I believe is what it's supposed to be called. And the song, All Eyes, is really about not conforming and being yourself and being your unique individual self. It's really uplifting, actually, if you get the music and the inspiration behind it. But this came out in 1973 in Brazil. They were very big on censorship. It was a hard time. And so it was a pushback also to the government. And so he sang lyrics about pushback or not conforming. And he also put out an album cover that went over the government's heads. And honestly, when at first glance, I didn't know what to think of it either. I didn't really think anything of it all. With the title being All Eyes, I thought, okay, this is an animal, an eye of an animal, you know? You could also maybe make the argument it's of a planet, but it's neither one. There are two other possibilities that this could be. One of them is someone put a marble on their lips and held it, and they took the picture. And I think that is a legitimate argument. That might very well be what it is. The other possibility is that they put a marble at another orifice of a body part that men and women both have. I know. I never thought I'd be talking about that on my channel. But, you know, music leads us into some really weird ways, right? So, I don't know. I don't really know the truth of this. It could be either one. It truly could be either one. But the idea was that it was the latter, the orifice that we all have with a marble, and Tom Ze getting the absolute thrill of it going right past the censorship and government of 1973. And I think he took unique pleasure in putting this out there and them not getting it. I don't know what the truth is, you guys. If you know more about it than me, let me know in the comments below. But it could be either thing. So I did not know that when I started listening to the music. But the music itself, when I first heard the whole entire album and played it, it sounded really good. It was done very well. This is a very hard record to get. This was one in Brazil that they didn't make a ton of. You know, it's not like you can find this every day. So it's a really cool, unique album. Upon listening to it the first time, I thought, okay, it's good. I didn't think it grabbed me, but the deal was there are so many hooks and there's just this repetition that sticks in your head like an earworm. So the rest of the night, after hearing it just one time, the very beginning of side 1 and most of side 2 went over and over in my head like an earworm. And by the time I listened to it for the second time, I'm like, yeah, I like it. I'm into it. Because I felt like I already knew it. It was something so unique and special. And again, it's a great pushback to a time, 1973, where Tom Ze just wasn't having it in Brazil. And, you know, he paid a price for it. His music after this came out, even when they didn't even know what the album cover, what he, you know, says or what it's claimed to be, they took him off the airways for what he was singing. But he took so much satisfaction in the music and what I guess he thinks he got away with. So this is an extremely controversial album cover because of what it is claimed to be, body part wise, and what he got away with and what they didn't catch in the government. So, you know, if you know more information about this, please share it with me. But wow, what a controversial album cover. What a interesting history. And yes, that's probably going to be the most controversial record I ever show on my channel. I could be wrong. But, you know, the Elemental Music label sent it my way. And I'm honored to show it on my channel because the music was really good. And I'm going to leave a link below to the Elemental Music label so you can order it. I'm also going to leave a link for another YouTube channel you can link to so you can hear the full album. So you can hear the music before you decide if you like it or not. Here is another one. And this is the one that I really initially gravitated towards just upon first listen. Osmar Milito, Viagem, and I apologize again, I do not speak Portuguese or Brazilian music. I'm not familiar. I just know that the piano playing by Osmar Milito is so beautiful. He's still alive. He's, I think, 82 years old. It's gorgeous. Now, there's a lot of singing on this album, but the music as a whole sounds very good. It's really beautiful. The big hit that everybody would know is the first song, Up, Up and Away. It was originally sung here in the United States by the Fifth Dimension. but it sounds really good on here. But do not stop at just that song. That song might immediately turn you off to the rest of the album, and it is so good. The other songs are so incredible. If you like Getz Gilberto, this is definitely worth your time on examining and listening to. So I really love these records that the Elemental Music label sent. They always have amazing hype stickers describing the music, telling you a little history. And again, another great release from the Elemental Music label. Both of these will be linked below. Elemental Music label, and I will also link the YouTube videos of the full album so you can listen to them. This is one you probably already know, but the Elemental Music label put out. This was a record store day release from last year, but I believe you can still get it in record stores. Last I checked, I think it's sold out on Elemental Music, but if you really want it, I will try to find a link where you can order it. It is Incense and Peppermints, the Strawberry Alarm Clock. This came out back in 1967. Fantastic psychedelic rock. It's very friendly, like bubblegum pop to a degree. The song on here, the opening track, The World's on Fire, is a revelation. It is a full 8 minutes and 21 seconds, but it's absolutely incredible. The big hit is Incense and Peppermints. I really like this. This is what I would call a terrific intro into psychedelic music album. And they sent me a promotional copy of their Record Store Day release from last year. Mine is not numbered. The ones from Record Store Day were. It was on this pink vinyl. And it's just a really great record. So the Elemental Music label is doing a terrific job. I can't wait for Record Store Day. There's going to be so many fantastic records. I am not only someone who shows the Elemental Music label on my channel, I'm actually a customer because I do buy the records. Some of them I do not receive as promotional copies. I will go out and buy, especially the Record Store Day releases. You know, we've got Yusef Lateef, Cannonball Adderley, a lot of great stuff coming up. So I'm very excited about that. And now I want to show you some of the records that I picked up while I was in Las Vegas. I'm wearing the sweatshirt of U2 from the Sphere. They had a residency. It's been very popular. It was a fantastic performance. My husband saw it back in December, early December, and he was so captivated by it. He went with his best friend from high school, and U2, The Joshua Tree, was one of those seminal albums for them, their senior year of high school, something that means so much to both of them, that they went and saw this concert at the Sphere of U2 together. My husband was so taken back by the presentation and by the performance that he just couldn't, in a good conscience, let an opportunity go for me to experience it. So that was my Christmas present. Got to go see U2 at the Sphere. We saw show number 39 out of 40. And it was just absolutely amazing. Not only was the concert raw, like a live concert should be. Bono, he still sounds like himself, but you can tell he's singing live. He occasionally goes off key. He does something different. He sings in a different style. Edge, he's so gritty and good on his guitar. Now, the original drummer wasn't there. He's had to have some surgery recently, but they had a very competent and great drummer. I mean, overall, this show was fantastic. So you get the gritty performance of U2 with this big, beautiful show going all around you in this sphere. There's a moment where I'm inside the sphere, this huge dome, but I really, truly feel like I'm outside. The way they show all this beautiful, it just made you feel like you were outside for a minute. And they show all these beautiful Las Vegas hotels, and then they take you to the Joshua Tree, the desert. I mean, it's just an incredible, incredible show. So I enjoyed the show. We also went to, the next day after the show, we went to Moondog Records. This is a record store I had been to last spring and found some amazing records. And I found some amazing records again. This is one that has been on my wish list for so long. Back in '72 by Bob Seger. What a great record. Of course, Turn the Page is the one everybody knows, and it's so good. Midnight Rambler. Now, I would say this isn't as good as the Allman Brothers, Greg Allman version, but J.J. Cale plays guitar. It's not as good in my opinion, but I still enjoy it. There's so many beautiful songs that I really love from this album, and yet, from my understanding, I could be wrong, Bob Seger doesn't really like his early stuff, so he doesn't plan on reissuing these. If it gets reissued, great, I'm fine with that, but I love having an original finally in the collection. And also, while I was there, I've been on the lookout for certain records. So I saw Marvin Gaye. I searched for the Marvin Gaye section. I hit gold. I got this amazing Marvin Gaye Tammi Terrell record, You're All I Need. So, of course, Ain't Nothing Like the Real Thing is on here, and You're All I Need to Get By. It is such a happy and beautiful song. They sound so good together. They go together so well. And it's a tragic story, both of them. Now, she died very, very young in her 20s from a brain tumor. And he died at age 44, the day before his 45th birthday. His dad shot him during a family dispute. She died of a brain tumor. And from what I read, his dad, actually, after he had murdered Marvin Gaye, it was discovered he had a brain tumor when he did it at age 84. I can remember hearing the news that Marvin Gaye passed away. I was still in high school. I was still very young. Seeing the age 44 didn't hit me the way it hits me now. That's way too young. And Tammi was way too young. So they both died tragic ways, and yet they bring so much amazing music to us that I can't help but feel good when I hear it. And I absolutely love that. I also picked up Easy, another great one. I really love that I found two amazing records from these, Marvin and Tammi. What a great duo. I know he was truly, truly sad when she passed away, but he went on to do other great things, and wow, what music they made together. So spectacular. I'm so thrilled to finally have a couple of those records in my collection. I cannot tell you how happy I am. I also had a little bit of U2 fever, so I looked through the U2 section of the record store and found War. This is an early pressing, but not a first pressing, on Island on this blue label. And so I'm glad to finally have an original of War. So I had all of those records, the Tammi Terrells, the Bob Seger, and U2 records shipped at Moondog Records. They were kind enough to ship them so that I wouldn't have to carry those records on the plane on my way home. But unfortunately for me, and fortunately I should say, we went to an antique store and I found a couple of more records. So sure enough, I had to bring those on the airplane. You all, any record collector, you all understand. Sometimes you just have to carry them on the plane and hope for the best. The first one, this was just an upgrade copy for me of Madonna's Like a Virgin. My copy had a lot of clicks and pops. This one was still in shrink, and the record was mint. Perfect. Plays beautifully. Not a flaw. And isn't this the most beautiful picture of Madonna? I think it's my favorite. I absolutely love it. And while I'm showing Madonna, check this out. This was sent to me from a viewer. It's been a little while. Sometimes when you all send me something, it takes me a little while to show, but eventually I do show them on my channel. And thank you so much. This was such a beautiful gift sent to me from Debbie. This is autographed by Madonna. A beautiful picture, a certificate of authenticity. I've never had Madonna's autograph before. I still need to put it in a beautiful frame and find a place for it in my theater room upstairs. I'm thrilled to have a beautiful Madonna autograph, and thank you, Debbie, so much. That was such a generous gift sent to me from a viewer. Finally, I want to show you an amazing record also I've been looking for so long. I've had it in my hands a couple of times, and sadly I had to put it back because the condition just wasn't what I wanted it to be for the vinyl. This is Patti Smith group, Easter. She's a little punk. She says things that I would never say. She's definitely edgy. 1978 was a little bit of a different time. You could maybe get away with more at that time. But this is an instant classic for me. I absolutely love it. Now, my introduction to Patti Smith was through Blue Oyster Cult, the album Agent of Fortune, The Revenge of Vera Jiminy. She talks and says a little something at the beginning of that song, and she sings that duet, and I just absolutely loved her from the minute I heard her. I thought, wow, this woman is so cool. And this album is so cool. I've been wanting to have it for so long. Her version of Because the Night, my favorite. It totally kills the Natalie Merchant 10,000 Maniacs version. This is so much better to me. There is something about her voice that really reels me in. This is just an unbelievable record. Yeah, there's a couple songs on there. Some of the things she says it definitely makes me cringe. But overall, most songs, oh my goodness, I'm so happy to now have this record in my collection. And I gladly took it on the plane. I'm so happy. It was produced by, what's his name? Jimmy Iovine. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm so happy to have that in my collection now. So those are the records that I wanted to show you that I found in Las Vegas. And of course, the most controversial record. Let me know what you think. Is there another album cover that you think competes with the idea of what's on this album cover? Please let me know in your comments. Let me know what you think about the records I found. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. Hit the like button, the notification button. It really helps me out. But most of all, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.